Hi, my name is Keith Janelli. I'm an instructional technology teacher here at Thomas Viaduct Middle School in Howard County, Maryland. A former science teacher, I received my master's degree in education technology from Loyola back in 2011, at which time I took on my current role. It's a leadership position in my school. I'm chair of the professional development committee. I work hand in hand with administration and leadership team on the school improvement plan, but mostly I spend my time with teachers. I work with them individually in small groups and in meetings um, to guide and instruct on the infusion of technology into everyday classroom instruction. We have a staff of approximately 65 who have individual devices provided by the county, whether they be a MacBook Pro or an iPad Mini, along with 15 mobile carts, each holding 30 either MacBook Pros or Dell Latitudes. We also have 4 iPad labs, each with 30 iPads and various other technology in the building. So part of my role, obviously, along with the media specialist, is to ensure that all that equipment is working properly. The purpose in what I hope will be a brief video here is to describe the demands of any incoming teacher that would either take on the role that I have or work in the regular classroom with regards to where we are with the use of technology in a school such as ours. I would begin by just taking a look at what a typical teacher has to be able to navigate through in order to stay on top professionally in this job. Um, in a county such as ours, everything is digital, uh, from teacher evaluation resources to the myriad of testing platforms we use, Park and MAP, which are all uh, completed on the computer. Our newest learning management system, Canvas, which I'll talk about in a while, Google Apps for Education, which we've been steeped in for years, and the list goes on, along with services that the county provides. Um, our teachers need to be able to keep themselves organized digitally and be able to access resources um, quickly and effectively. Our county implemented the use of a learning management system this year in all schools K through 12. It is Canvas, not unlike Moodle or Blackboard. Um, this is an example of a page. All schools had to build their own teacher-facing page. This is the one I designed. Our teachers use this every day, throughout the day, to access every aspect of what they need, whether it be looking at announcements coming from administration, participating in discussions with other teachers and teams, accessing school lists and directories or bell schedules, you name it, the resources here um, are used throughout the day. It's imperative that teachers be able to not only negotiate through and be able to access these resources, but they be able to design these pages themselves because this is the same platform they use facing all of their students in all their classes. So our teachers are now learning how to create graded discussions, design pages, and build what in Canvas are called modules, which are basically ways to organize all of the potential items that are in a unit, however they would organize themselves in their teaching lives. They do so here in modules. They can build quizzes, they can have assignments submitted online, they can provide feedback through voice and video. There are interactive rubrics. It is um, quite a piece of software. Along with the responsibility of creating student-facing instructional material and being able to collect assignments digitally, teachers are also faced with the challenge of communication through the LMS, which includes using a detailed calendaring system where assignments are posted, color coded by class, where students have access to a virtual planner, and also using inboxing and discussions to interact with their classes. Teachers now also access all of their curricular materials through the LMS from the county level, and the catalog includes every different department that the county has. So teachers need to be able to go to their particular content communities, negotiate those sites, find resources that pertain to what they're teaching, be able to bring those units into their own Canvas courses, and present materials through to the students. So when we think about what the teacher needs to accomplish, um, these days in the school setting, in Howard County, we go to the Danielson Framework for Teaching. We look through Domain 1, Planning and Preparation. Every single item in here now becomes digitally relevant, how these things are done through the use of the Canvas LMS. And so when we evaluate teachers, we're constantly looking at through the lens of the tools they're using through all of these domains, whether it's classroom environment, planning and preparation, or actual instruction. It's important that we use that lens because that is the reality we have with the tools that we're using. The other reality is simply put that our teachers are a very wide demographic of students. And so as we prepare to prepare them, we have to understand that unlike the K through 12 classroom where we can generally assume students are coming from the same backgrounds at the same age level with the same skill acquisition, our teachers are not. And so there's a varying degree to which instruction in all the digital citizenship areas needs to occur, including digital literacy and online safety, etiquette, ethics, rights, culture, and norms, all of the things that guide just about everything that happens in the classroom with students today, because just about everything they're doing in the classroom is on some digital platform, whether it's accessing resources on the internet, creating their own original works, and participating in discussion and social media activities. For that reason, I would say probably the most important aspect of teacher preparation is the understanding of how to put forward the ISTE standards for both teachers and students. This is just an example. There's a website that I created that is used in our county um, as a guide for classroom teachers and technology and media specialists in the infusion of technology into classroom instruction. And basically the way I have it set up is, along with a list of simple best practices, is a simple statement I want my students to work on, and then they choose from one of the 6 ISTE standards for students, and then of course their grade level. Let's look at middle school as an example. And based on the standard outcomes on the left, these are the possible student products that a 6th through 8th grader would create. And then most importantly, these would be the digital citizenship topics that a teacher would need to address while teaching those students to produce those products based on those outcomes. The reason I stress this so much, I firmly believe that given the age of the student candidates that are coming into teaching roles, we are left with the reality that they, just as much as the students they are teaching, need as much education in digital citizenship as ever. They are products of a lot of what our students are now products of as far as growing up as quote unquote digital natives. And, and we expect them to impart what we would like our students to emulate throughout school and in the workplace. It must include an understanding of not only digital literacy, but online safety, etiquette, ethics, rights, culture, and norms. Thanks much for listening, and would love the opportunity to continue this discussion.